Hi friends, it's Elizabeth Stone. Welcome to an invitation. Today I invite you to make my favorite egg casserole with me. Okay, so I'm going to start. I've got a casserole dish. This is a Pyrex dish. You can use any casserole dish that you have. This is sort of a small one. It's about a 2-quart casserole dish. And I am going to, first thing I'm going to do is grease this dish. I'm using oil. You can use butter. You can use Pam or any kind of food spray. But I just use oil because it's easier and it's easier to spread. Butter is really great, except that it's harder to make sure that you're covered all the areas. It's a little bit more difficult to work with, but either way is fine. So I always start with that, and I'm going to go ahead and put my ingredients in before we put the egg mixture in. So my favorite things are everything that's right here. I've got some diced ham, some diced bacon, cheddar cheese, Swiss cheese, and spinach. So this is sort of a blend between a quiche Lorraine and a bacon cheddar quiche with a little spinach added. So I like lots of different things in it. So we're gonna start with about a 1/4 cup of each of these ingredients. So I'm just going to put these in here, spread them around, and then we'll do the same with the ham. Just measuring about a 1/4 cup. You can eyeball this if you don't want to measure it, but I'm trying to measure it so that all of you know how much goes in these. And then the Swiss cheese, I love. This is some Swiss cheese that was in a block and we just grated it. You can use Monterey Jack cheese. You don't have to use this. You can use feta. You can use goat cheese. There are all sorts of things. And now I'm just gonna mix this up nicely so everything is nice and spread out. And then I'm gonna come with some spinach. This is frozen spinach that we just thawed out. You always wanna, when you're using frozen spinach, squeeze the water out because you don't want all that water in your egg mixture. And I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit on top here, give it a color so it's pretty. If you wanna make this ahead of time, this is where you stop. Put this in the refrigerator, cover it overnight. When you're ready to bake it, you can pull it out the next morning and add your eggs. So I have got 12 eggs here in my bowl that I've cracked in here, and we're gonna go ahead and whisk them and get them all nice incorporated. We're gonna break up all those yolks, and you wanna make sure that you get it really nice and mixed. I find the easiest thing to use is a whisk, but you can use a fork or a spoon if you don't have a whisk at home. And when you're getting your eggs together, you wanna just beat them a little bit till you start to see some bubbles on top. So you've got a little bit of air added into your egg mixture to make it nice and light when it cooks. So see, you can see those bubbles on top there. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna add some milk products to it. So I'm gonna add a 1/2 cup of, now I use heavy cream because it makes it really yummy. You do not have to, so I do a 1/2 cup of heavy cream and a 1/2 cup of whole milk. If you don't want to do that, you want to use 2% milk, you can do all of that, but you want a 1/2 cup of each. And then you want to also salt and pepper. So I'm going to use about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and just a dash of pepper. Again, I'm eyeballing this. You are welcome to measure it. For those of you that are very meticulous, you're going to want to measure it. So it would be about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a pinch or maybe an 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper. And we're going to come back and now we're going to pour this right into the pan. So you can see, and just make sure it gets all the way around. All right, and then I'm going to set this aside. So now we're going to put this in the oven. 350 degrees for 30 to 40 minutes until it's set. When you're in a big casserole like this, one of the things you want to do when you start to pull it out of the oven, it may have gotten kind of golden brown. You want to shake it a little bit. If it's still really runny in the middle, you want to put it in the oven for just a little bit longer till it sets all the way through. Okay, we'll be back in a few minutes and we'll give this a taste. Look at that. This is my favorite egg casserole. It just came out of the oven. I'm so excited to get to taste it. Look, it's nice and puffy because we whipped those eggs so that they're nice and puffy. And now we're going to cut into it and we're going to give it a taste. Look at this. So I'm going to use a spoon. Ooh-wee, look at that. And look how beautiful that is. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look yummy? Oh my goodness, I'm hungry. And we've waited 30 minutes now to get this. So let me take a taste. I'm gonna just try to get a piece that's not so hot so I can taste it. But look, what I wanna show you is, see how fluffy it is? You can see all of the ingredients. You can see the ham and the bacon and the 2 different cheeses and the spinach. All right, here we go. Let's give it a bite. That is really yummy. I think you're really gonna like this. I think you're gonna like the flavors. I think you're gonna like the complexity. It just set up really nicely and it made such a beautiful presentation. Thank you for joining us again today and help me make my favorite egg casserole. Remember, we're here to make your lives easier for entertaining and for cooking. Always make it fun. Always make it easy. But most importantly, enjoy the experience. Cheers.